Praise Yahweh Shem Yashab Hashem Rakakadash. This relates to top news reports. Zelensky acknowledges the Ukraine's military operations in Russia because you have a bombardment relating to between Russia and Ukraine. They're showing posts of things being destroyed. School, that was Israel, but yeah. So the continuation relating to Ukraine and Russia, relating to the back and forth, relating to the destruction. Russia had a state of emergency relating to because Ukraine was in their borders bombing. It's been back and forth, man, since 2022, man, February. You have let me see. You had the campaign relating to Trump campaign was being hacked. Foreign entity source hostile to U.S. claims. And you also had them denying relating to being responsible as well. You have I seen that on the first post. This, I believe, was Iran. Is saying we have no interest in U.S. Or responsible have no interest relating to U.S. election. Then you have a homeowner. It was deleted house explosion. This is in Bel Air house explosion. You had 62 people relating to a deadly crash in Brazil. What's it? Pasalo? Sao Paulo. Yeah, Sao Paulo. Brazil. And the meter and the black box, which records everything relating to in the planes, showed relating to certain things. So you had an incident with that, with the Brazil authorities showing investigating that. Palestinian flee youths in Gaza to escape Israeli attacks. You had a school incident relating to Gaza, you know what I mean? And that's not the first one, you know what I mean? So the continuation relating to Gaza and Israel. U.S. warned Iran serious risk if it attacks relating to, and Russia, I believe, was warning relating to Iran not to do certain things, you know what I mean, regarding Israel. So U.S. is warning relating to be a serious risk or consequence for doing that. So these nations are gathering together, man, you know. You have several deleted and injured at an Israeli strike at his house in Deir al-Balah in central Gaza. And you also had a school, like I was saying, that was hit as well. And you have the tropics forming L98, which is would be Hurricane Ernesto. And the next is coming week. They'll have relating to developments, the pattern, you know, showing the pattern. You also have two after that in the Antilles and Africa area. It's too early relating to what they're going to do, but that's two other forums after this Ernesto. So it's three of them out there, potentially. You have primary election relating to in Hawaii. Secret cabinet meets with underground Tel Aviv and plan Iran to Hezbollah attacks. So a continuation relating to Israel, Gaza, Hezbollah, you know what I mean? So continuation. We seeing hearing of wars, rumors of war, see ye be not troubled, for the end is not by and by yet. For nation against nation, kingdom against kingdom, there shall be earthquakes and pestilence in different places. We in the times of sorrow. So we in the times of sorrows, man. These nations the intensification relating to war, these proxy wars, these nations. You're seeing that. Let's see what else we got. Biden speaks for the first time since dropping out of the election. Vance talks border and families. So the campaign, the continuation campaign relating to Harris and what's his name, Tim Walz, with Biden's undying support, and Trump, of course, they have their debate. I believe it's September 10th. They'll have their debate. So this relates to the Illinois sheriff will retire relating to over the criticism relating to Sonia Massey. You have Congressman Walz's military record. Proper response is thank you for your service. There's a video that was individuals talking about relating to his service, whether he was patriotic or something like that. You know what I mean? Now, these are the after effects relating to Debbie aftermath, parts of Annapolis, which is Maryland, Baltimore area. You have areas, of course, South Carolina, North Carolina, D.C., Maryland, Pennsylvania area. Areas that were flooded from the effects relating to Hurricane Debbie. Former Uvalde Mayor Don McLaughlin talks about the release of school shooting information. That's what I was talking about, that path. So it's another path continuing. Let me see. This week, coming up this week, possibly can go off relating to off the coast on the east coast. There's Florida here, so it'll go more to the east, perhaps. They'll know more latter part of the week. This hurricane can go either direction, man. It look like it's going east, or end up going west. You know what I mean? It looks like it's kind of a similar path of Debbie a little bit. You know, hitting like the areas that's hurricane, that's in the hurricane. Pretty much in the hurricane's way, like Puerto Rico, Haiti, Dominican Republic, you know, in the path of the hurricane. You know, those areas, man. Let's see what we got. Go to well, I seen something relating to Iraq. Let me see, hold up. Talking about marriage laws. Here we go. Let me see. I see it here. Here's the thing. Draft Iraqi laws allowing 9-year-olds to be married. Would legalize child RAP activists. Proposal laws reduced marriage for girls to 9. An Iraqi new bill may lower the marriage age for girls to 9. Outcry for women's rights sparks this. That's in Iraq. talks about that. Muslim Iraqi woman cannot be married to a non-Muslim man. If the groom is non-Muslim, the religious marriage ceremony must be held first. If Iraqi marries a non-Arab Iraqi man, one of the parents or the guardian must appear in person before the court. Same-sex marriages, same-sex couples cannot get married in Iraq, so they don't play that over there. Let me see, marriage. What is the marriage age, girl, in Iraq? While the marriage under the age of 18 had been outlawed by Iraq by UNCEF, reports that 28% girls under age of 18 are married in the country, while the MP are trying to stop the passage of the bill. They say they face strong opposition from the male counterparts. Biblical times, they believe 12, as young as 12 or 13. Let me see something. According to here, when biblical times usually get married when they were 13 and 14 years, and women in biblical times usually had their first child and became mothers. And pretty much when they were mature enough to, relating to puberty and different things. Let me see. So in ancient times it's different, man. Different everything. Right here, and girls were not considered women until they were about 12, which are the ages through roughly corresponds to the onset of puberty, man. So when the puberty went late into that, they would be considered be able, man. The Bible does not condone practices that weds young girls to older men, which some consider to be child abuse. Like I said, it was a different time, different laws, so certain things that would be questionable in this era, in this rulership, things that happened in ancient times, they were allowed. Those things were allowed. Those things would be questionable probably in this rulership because it's a different rulership, different under rules, different rules, different regulations. So it's a different setup, man. When biblical times they did certain things, certain things were allowed. You probably wouldn't do that in this kingdom because you probably would be punished in a certain way, But, like I said, it was under, there's a different set of laws, different rulership, different set of laws, different guidelines, different things, man. So it was totally different, man. This kingdom versus the ancient times is like apples and oranges. It's different, man. like I say, girls as young as 12, 13 were mature enough relating to puberty. They were mature enough to get married through the consent, which they were through their parents, man. You know what I mean? Let me see. This is the ancient ways, man. It was different. This is the Western philosophy, the Western ways. So that would be inappropriate in this rulership because it's a different setup, man. Let me see. Yeah, so showing that one right there. Some more news. I was just showing that, relating to that. You had shark attacks. You had tsunami warnings, going to that. You have you had a CEO from YouTube passed away at 56 from lung cancer. Susan Wojcicki, yeah. She died at 56. Let me get that real quick. Yeah, she died at 56. From lung cancer. Wojcicki, yeah, Susan Wojcicki at 56 dies relating to lung cancer. She had lung cancer. She was a CEO relating to YouTube. Yeah, Wojcicki. So the new CEO would be, I believe, Neil Mohan. Let me see. Has some information on that. I believe Google, I seen a report, Google purchased 165 billion relating to YouTube. So it's one of its subsidiaries. So the new one will be Neil Mohan. He's the CEO relating to YouTube. You have, let me see. So who's the real owner of YouTube? Google bought the site in November 2006 for 165 billion, which operates as one of Google's subsidiaries. So We'll see. Let's look up word subsidiaries, man. What is a subsidiary? Subsidiary is a company that is either fully owned or partially controlled by another company. So that company, the subsidiary company, still independently operates, but the parent or holding company still has a stake in that company. So it has control over that, but it still has independent. The subsidiary still has a form of independence to as far as operating, but that parent company holds pretty much a holding share relating to that, and I'll get into that. Parent company's ownership stake must be at least 51% to be considered a subsidiary, so that's half. A subsidiary is fully owned by the parent company is called a wholly owned subsidiary. That's 100% whole, so that'll be like the 100% of the pie. So that 100% of the pie, for example, YouTube, Google, if it was a wholly owned subsidiary, they will own the whole thing. So Google will have full control over it. Then you have two of them. You have a regular one, and you have a wholly owned subsidiary. The parent company has a legal and financial control over the subsidiary. For example, U.S. GAAP, if a parent company owns more than 50% of a company, the subsidiary must consolidate with the parent company. So subsidiary, auxiliary goes to backup, ancillary, auxiliary. Let me see that.
Ancillary.
Yeah, ancillary, which is additional subsidiary, and you have auxiliary providing supplemental or additional help or support or succor, man. You know what I mean? So the subsidiaries are pretty much, forms of backup companies that the parent company has, man. You know what I mean? Additional companies, expenditures or additional companies. Supplement, lesser, for example. So they had a case relating to Google, relating to the monopoly, monopolizing, relating to the search engine, monopolizing relating to that. So Google has part of that, YouTube, man. So YouTube is a subsidiary of Google, man. Let me see. So we go to that. Job 9:24. The earth has been given to the hands of the wicked. So they have the power, man. You know what I mean? They have the power. The earth has been given to them, man. Everything, means and resources, everything's been given to them, man. Hope this helps relating to information. So wholly subsidiary is 100%, which means the parent company or the holding company has 100% of that company that they own, man. They own 100% of them. A regular subsidiary would be like half, 50%, which the subsidiary still operate under, independently, but the parent company still has a portion or stake relating to that particular subsidiary or company they own. More than 50%, they have, half of that control of that particular subsidiary or a company, man. So they the two difference. All right. Let's see what other news. And relating to that lady there, the past, she was responsible for a lot of videos being taken out. Scripture talks about there shall be a famine, not of food or water, food or a thirst for water, but hearing of God's word. Paraphrasing Amos 8:11. So she was responsible for, taking a lot of videos down, a lot of content of different information, man. You know what I mean? That really go against the guidelines or their policies, man. Because the First Amendment, you really don't have no rights, man. You know what I mean? You don't have no rights. You know what I mean? That's another lesson. You know what I mean? Because you're in a private entity or a private entity, so you got to go according to the guidelines and the rules and regulations of that entity or space that you're using, man. So your freedom of speech is very limited on that, man, because you gotta, as long as it goes according to the guidelines, then you somewhat have a partial freedom of speech. But if it don't, you know what I mean, you don't. All right. That being said, this is something. I hope this helps relating to information. I'll give all praise, Yahweh Shemi Yashab Bashim Kakadash. The water for all the water Yahweh Shemi Yashab for putting the spirit of men in the truth on down, relating to this doctrine, so we can know this doctrine. Because without them, we wouldn't know what we know. Starting with the elders, apostles, and men on down who taught them, and so forth. We wouldn't know this truth. We wouldn't know this knowledge from all the camps who teach the like-minded doctrine. You know what I mean? So the water for that, and the water Yahweh Shem Yeshua for for allowing us to even come back to, a remnant to come back to learn certain things. The water. That being said, I hope it helps relating to information. All praise Yahweh Shem Yeshua Bashim Kagadas Zayah Wolf Shalom.